Hey, what's up guys? Matt here with Fix Anything Save Money. Today we've got another tool tutorial for you. This is a brushless hammer drill made by a company called Hychika, and it's model HDB18F. So we're going to be going over the tool features of this, showing you kind of all the settings, how it works, and then we're going to even be providing you guys with a demonstration, just kind of drilling and driving into a scrap 2x4 that I have laying around. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to show you how to remove and reinstall the battery. So to remove the battery, we're just going to press in on this red button, pull straight out, and then to reinstall it, you're just going to line up these grooves right here with these grooves right here and slide it until you hear it click. Okay, and then you can see when we pull our trigger, it gives you a little LED light. So then moving up the tool, like I said, this is our trigger right here. If we flip the tool over, we press that button in right here. That's our forward. Press it in on this side. That's our reverse. And then if you press it in between the forward and reverse, so kind of halfway between, that's going to lock our trigger. And you want to lock the trigger anytime you're transporting it, anytime you're carrying it on your tool belt. You know, you want that trigger locked. You don't want it turning on accident. It could cause, an injury. But I also recommend pulling the battery out if you're not using it. So the one thing I really like about this power drill from Hychika is it comes with everything you see here for a really great price. Brushless hammer drills generally go for a lot of money, and that's usually just for the tool only. A lot of the companies, a lot of the other manufacturers don't even give you the battery or the charger, or they do, but you have to buy like the upgraded package, which costs a lot more to get the battery and the charger. This comes with the battery, the charger, the drill, and then you also get 2 driver bit sets, and they even give you a belt clip. So it's just a pretty great package for, pretty much anyone, whether you're a homeowner or whoever. Brushless hammer drills come in really handy because you're going to use that hammer function if you're trying to bust through concrete or drill through concrete, and a lot of drills don't offer that function, and it's really tough to get through concrete or drill through concrete if you don't have that hammer function. Okay, so we'll show you real quick how to just install the belt clip. So you see that little slit right there. We're just going to put these little teeth into that, and then you just kind of put your screw in. You could even start it on here and then just kind of get it in there, tighten it down. And I like to hang my belt clips on the left side of the tool because I'll put it down on my right hip, so it just fits comfortably if I put it on the left side of the tool. Okay, so now we will move up the drill. You can see this is a 2-speed. When you have the button down like this, you're in speed 2. If you push it up, you're in speed 1. So for this demonstration, we'll just show you the highest speed. So we'll go to speed 2. And then here we have our different settings. So like I said, this is the hammer function. If you're going to be drilling through any sort of masonry material, concrete, what have you, you want it in that setting. And then this would be for securing fasteners, and that's where your torque settings would come into play. So 1 is your lowest torque setting, and what that's going to do is disengage the clutch very early. So if let's say you're installing, little delicate cabinet screws for hinges on a cabinet, you would want to use one of these lower torque settings when you're doing that. But then let's say you've got a big, 3-inch deck screw that you're putting in, you would probably want it all the way up on the highest torque setting. And then if you're drilling, you would just switch it over to the drill mode. Okay, so those are the settings, and now we will give you now we'll provide you with the demonstration. Oh, and then I'll show you real quick just how to plug it into the charger. So you would obviously plug your charger into a wall, and then just kind of flip it over, put it in like that, and just again slide it down. Okay, and then you'll see the lights come on. If it's plugged in, you'll see the lights come on. They'll come on red, and then they'll turn green when it's done. Okay, but you can see here, it also comes with the battery indicator light, we have a full charge right now. Okay, so now we'll put the battery back in. We went through all the features of this. There's really not much to these, but now we'll show you the demonstration. We'll see how this thing works. So we'll just come over to my scrap piece of 2x that I have in my vise. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be using this larger size drill bit. I want to use a larger bit to kind of put it to the test. And then we'll show you how the keyless chuck works. So you can see here, if you rotate it this way, rotate it clockwise, that's going to close your keyless chuck. And if you rotate it counterclockwise, that will open your keyless chuck. So what we're going to do is put our bit in, and then we're going to rotate it clockwise. And you always want to make sure there's 3 little clamps in here that you could barely see. You want to make sure that those are clamped down evenly around your bit or around your driver. And you can hear how it kind of is clicking into place. So now it's tight, secure, and now we're ready to go with the drill. So we're going to put it in drill mode, which we're already in. And then we'll come over here, and then we're going to put it into forward mode. We're on speed 2, the highest speed, and we're in drill mode. Okay, so let's just see how this works. We're just going to give it full power, pull the trigger all the way down, and then we'll see how this works. Okay, so you can see that went through pretty well based off of you know, how big the bit is. So now we could go ahead and reverse it out, press the reverse, and come out. Okay. So now that we showed you the drill bit, we'll just go ahead and loosen the bit out. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to set a little T20 screw that I had laying around. So what you're going to do is take your T20 bit out, and then we're going to also take our little extension adapter out. And you just put that in like that, and then we'll tighten this down the same way, just kind of making sure it's clamped down evenly. Okay, we'll go back over to the scrap wood. Okay, and then we're going to put it back and forward. We're going to put it into the screw mode, and then we'll just go to, let's say, we'll go to, there's the arrow right there that indicates what torque setting you're going to be on, so you can see we're on screw. And then we'll just put it on 15 for now. It does go up to 21 though. And then we'll just start our screw. Okay. And you can see there, the clutch engaged. So let's go up to 21. And that drove it down the rest of the way. So yeah, guys, I am definitely recommending this drill to pretty much anyone that's in the market for a new drill. I mean, for the price point, you know, all the stuff you get, it's really is a great deal. So if you guys have any questions at all, be sure to reach out in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, if you like this video, be sure to give it a like and be sure to subscribe to the channel and check out all my other tool and DIY videos. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.